Sairam, today's topic of discussion is very, pertinent for the whole world. Very important subject. The topic is the bipolar condition. Bipolar condition in psychiatric language. What is bipolar condition, first of all? What causes bipolar condition? Is it reversible? Is it treatable? What is the yogic interpretation? What is the Vedic interpretation? How these conditions were handled before the modern medical science, evolution of modern medical science that we are looking at. And does the many masters of Avadhuta Sampradaya, they display the symptoms of bipolar condition? Are they really suffering with that? These are different subtopics under bipolar condition, right? That is the main topic for today's Chintan Manthana and Manan, internalization. So I will want somebody to prompt the list of pointers which I just said, right? As I progress. Okay. The first is, what is bipolar condition? Am I right? Yes. What is bipolar condition? The bipolar condition, simply put, is two extreme states of emotions. Extreme state which affects our normal life, which we aspire for, very adversely. Bipolar condition is either a person or the subject is under absolute low level of depression, high level of depression, sorry, not low, feeling very low, extremely low, no enthusiasm, no energy, lethargy, feeling low self-esteem, not interested in life, unwanted thoughts, unnecessary fears, extremely pitiable condition, no faith in thyself, no confidence, fear, high level of fear and anxiety. This is one. The same person, same subject may move into the extreme other side. Can experience a euphoria, high level of energy, clouded clarity, no focus, no attention, imaginary self-worth, unrealistic plans. I can do anything, and no consistency, always wavering, extremely shaky, never in a focused state, can be aggressive, can be assertive, can be harmful. Another extreme. These two extreme conditions in one person. is bipolar condition. Either this or that. We call it as ativrishti, anavrishti in Sanskrit. Two extreme conditions. Ativrishti, anavrishti. Ati, ya ana. High or low. That's absolutely messed up. And it is a psychiatric condition. And it is very common. I was reading an article and I was surprised to know in India, 1 in 5 persons suffer from bipolar condition. 1 in 5% is equal to 20% of India's population. Statistics. Of the 20% of Indian population, globally it is more. America is the highest number of cases of bipolar condition. 24% of American population, some say even it goes up to 36 to 40%. 36% of Americans are suffering from either depression, manic depression, or some kind of a psychiatric condition. More often, everybody suffers from this bipolar condition, right? This is what a bipolar condition is. Extremely low or extremely aggressive, right? Procrastination, not able to do anything, lack of interest, very selective interests, excessive sleep, one condition, depression. The other one is aggression, right? So this is bipolar condition. Now the second, right? What are the causes of bipolar condition? So the causes of bipolar condition is, clinically speaking, consistently when a person is going through stress, consistently when a person is going through miseries all through their life, or suddenly somebody who is very close to the person in question dies, or suddenly there is a huge impact on the business and financial adverse impact and it collapses. Suddenly some person realizes the spouse is cheating on that person, divorces, death of closed ones. Now, what is it that we need to understand is the cause of bipolar condition is consistent stress all through your life and sudden occurrence of sudden change in circumstances in our lives. These are the two extreme conditions within bipolar, what the causes. One is all through the nagging stress of our lives, survival. Very unfortunate that at least the few of the educated masses, few of this modern society, people have heard about it, but half of them haven't even heard about it. Worst is people in the lower strata, like the labor class, blue-collared employees, who have to earn their bread that day and survive. They have to have their meal. If they have to have their food that night, they have to earn during the day. That is the kind of life these low rung people live. Most of them have that bipolar condition and they don't know. They are not even aware of it. Why do we see this labor class? They slog their lives out, physical labor, I'm talking about. In the mornings, before they go to work, they have alcohol. After their work, they just have alcohol, drink alcohol, douse themselves with intoxicating things, and they crash out. They lie down like dead logs. Next morning, again, they wake up. There's a euphoria. They will work hard. They start the day maybe with a drink or two. And by evening, again, they get drunk and get sloshed and sleep. Just let us visit the emotional and psychological state of that strata of people. It is so painful. All through their lives, they have lived under frustrations, comparing themselves with people who are in a higher status than themselves. Survival itself is in question. So what I am trying to say is 50, 60 or 70% of the people who are suffering from this bipolar condition are not even aware that they have this condition. Causes of this bipolar condition are several, as I said, but the effect, once it is all about the hormones. The body, the sthula sharira, is able to take certain amount of stress. From the childhood, if one person is going through traumatizing experience, not just about the lower strata, the stress is there in every strata. Richest man on earth also has stress. The poorest man on earth also has stress. So when this is the uniform thing, what happens is once a person's body starts giving up, why is it that this bipolar condition is experienced at the age of 27, 30 to 45, 50? That is the time these bipolar conditions, more often, 80% of the time, it becomes very prominent and people start recognizing that condition, is because the body, the sthula sharira, the physical body, has taken enough. It cannot take it anymore. It just is sinking and sinking and sinking. The body is not able to sustain, then it gives up. Imbalances in our hormones. Serotonin levels are depleted. Lack of sleep, melatonin has depleted. So all these hormonal imbalances start. Is there a specific clinical way to diagnose this? No. No, it has not. So this is the cause of bipolar condition. Physically, because of hormone levels of drop, body is not able to take this stress anymore. Hence, body starts giving up. The causes. Now, can it be reversed? Can it be helped? Yes. Yes and no. No, because if we don't understand that, and if we do not recognize that, and if the subject or the patient is on a denial, no, I don't have to go to a nut house, or I don't want to meet a shrink. or a psychiatrist or a psychologist, clinical psychologist, or a psychiatrist. I'm fine. But why? Why do we have that kind of an attitude? That is because there is a stigma attached. There is a stigma attached to any psychiatric condition. This is like one of the conditions. Depression is one of the conditions. Manic depression, consistent depression, or suddenly getting euphoric. We have no control of our conduct and behavior in one end. In other end, you are extremely subdued and in a slumber. Two extreme poles. That is why it is bipolar. North pole, south pole. In our conduct and behavior. Is it reversible? No, because I mean, I am not no, but because first of all, we don't accept it. We are on denial. Diagnosis is a problem. Family has to be supportive. The near and dear one of the subject should be aware of. Awareness is everything. Awareness is everything. Jagrata, Sanskrit. Everybody says, all the rishis and yogis and avadhutas speak about thing is be aware, jagrata, jagrata. Means awareness is given so much of emphasis even in the Shastras. So awareness amongst the people is lacking. Pep talks, come, it's okay. Come, let's cheer you up, which is good, very beautiful thing. But then if there is something which has gone into an extreme level, if somebody needs help, medical intervention has to be given. Let's be logical. So once somebody is been properly diagnosed and they are taken care by a professional psychiatrist, and he or she understands the level of which particular hormone levels are low in a person, then they start giving the supplements to that to fill up those hormones in life. It is curable. It is managed. It's like our hypertension, or it's like our diabetes. It's like one of those conditions which are chronic. You will have to pop in a tab, possibly for a long passage of time. Then maybe you consistently work on yourself and manage it. So you can manage it. It can be reversed. It can be cured. It can surely be managed. Problem is we don't have the diagnosis. And the second thing is we have this denials. So what do we do? There is a famous saying, अगर किसी की बुखार, शुद्ध हिंदी में किसी दिल्ली की कहानी है, कहावत है कि किसी को बुखार आ गया, 10 दिन तक नहीं गया तो 11वां दिन बोलेंगे इस पर जादू टोना किया है. इस पर जादू टोना हो चुका है. That's a separate subject. What I'm saying is, like, if somebody is not cured of their fever, temperature doesn't drop in 10 days. In Delhi, we say that 11th day we'll say there's a black magic done. There's a spell on this person, right? That is so that is the condition. So this is the reality. What is bipolar? What causes bipolar? Can it be managed? Can it be treated? Right? We have covered these subjects. The next pointer is
Vedic and yogic understanding of bipolar.
Correct. Now we are all avadhutas. We are all yogis. We are all practitioners of Kundalini Yoga. And I am more than sure all of you have already realized what causes this condition. I am more than sure. Yet, for the benefit of the recording, I'll say imbalances in our nadis. Very simple. Ida Nadi, depression. I mean, caught, Ida Nadi caught or malfunctioning is depression. Pingala Nadi, exerted, put to use, your entire energies and your thought processes are driven by Pingala Nadi, the other extreme, bipolar. Ida Pingala. That's it. All the yogis will understand this. All the avadhutas of Shunya Kriya know what I am saying. But for the benefit of everybody who may listen to this record at a later stage, I am just placing it on record. Complete imbalance in the Ida and Pingala Nadis of your bipolar condition. What do we do? This is our yogic understanding. Even before this topic came across my mind, and we are past 2 years, past 20 years, I've been saying this. Ida Nadi, characteristics of people whose Ida Nadi is caught: depressive, self-pity, subdued, slumber, low self-esteem, no confidence, susceptible, caught. Characteristics of Ida Nadi. Then comes the Pingala Nadi, aggressive, assertive, can be harmful, selfish, egoistic, self-centered, selfish, so many things which are another extreme. And what is it that in Shunya Kriya, it has always been explained to you all, is that we always sway between Ida to Pingala and Pingala to Ida. Am I right? What else are we talking about? Isn't it a psychiatric condition of bipolar? That is all. That is all. When we balance our nadis, we are in a perfect Purushottama. Purusho mein uttama, Purushottama. Perfectly balanced. Neither Ida nor Pingala, extremely in a state of balance. Sushumna Nadi. We balance and bring ourselves to the Sushumna Nadi. That is the way yogis take care of bipolar conditions if they are suffering. All of us are going through stress from our childhood till now, one or the other. Na karma phale, na janme, na doshe, na jatake. Without karma phala, there is no janma. Without dosha, without lacunas, there are no horoscopes. Janma dukkham, jara dukkham, jaya dukkham, punah punah, samsara sagaram dukkham, tasmat jagrata jagrata. Shankara's Vairagya Shloka. Janma dukkham, jara dukkham. Birth is due to the pain and agony. Jara dukkham, existence is pain and agony. Jaya dukkham, always you only see pain and around you. Samsara sagaram dukkham, the whole world is suffering. Everybody is suffering. Tasmat jagrata jagrata. Wake up if you can. Right? So all that I am saying is the yogic interpretation of this bipolar condition, we know. We are aware of it. Now, Vedic. So we have to visit Vedas. How Vedics are Vedic days. There are 4 primary Vedas. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda. In Yajur Veda, there is Krishna Yajur, Shukla Yajur. That is okay. Let us not talk about that. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda. They have Aranyakas, Brahmanikas, Samhitas, and Upanishads. And then there are Upavedas. I know where I am, I'm starting from Vedas. Vedic days is how the depressions used to be handled, is what I'm trying to say. The Upavedas. The Upavedas, first Veda is, amongst four Vedas, one is Artha Veda, Gandharva Veda, Ayurveda, Dhanurveda. Artha Veda, social science, Dhanurveda is warfare, Gandharva Veda is social harmony and this and that anyway. What is prevalent and relevant to us is Ayurveda. Ayurveda is further divided into two. Let us leave the physical part of Ayurveda aside. Ayurveda takes care of Vata, Pitta, Kapha, conditions of the body, and then they treat, they look after, they heal, they lot of things, nurture and other things. That is Ayurveda. Let us leave that aside. There is another aspect of Ayurveda. The same Sthula Sharira is being healed and cured by dhyana, by healing ourselves through dhyana, and you will be surprised to know through Havana. Can we believe that our forefathers, 10,000, 11,000 years ago, they had understood the importance of the human psychology, and to treat that they used to perform havans, and people used to get miraculously perfectly fine through the havan process of havans. The 10th one, not just about physical body, psychiatric conditions. Particularly for psychiatric conditions, that Havanakund was made and they used to perform havanas. That is the importance today, why the mankind is reluctant and feeling shy to go to a psychiatrist. 10, 11,000 years ago, our forefathers have expressed the importance of the psychological health, mental health of a member of the society. That is the beauty of our rich heritage. And there were havans performed for psychiatric conditions, for bipolar conditions. Right? Now, the next pointer is, one is, can bipolar condition occur through the curses? Since we spoke black magic, through Vashikarana, spell, can bipolar condition or symptoms occur in a person? Yes, it can. It does. Please understand. Apply logic. I'm not asking you to go for mumbo jumbos. I don't believe in it. Nothing which is logically not explained is not accepted, first of all. And I don't speak anything which is illogical. Induction of fear causes depression. Reprimanding somebody causes depression, or they get aggressive and assertive. Two extreme conditions. We are the criminals towards our children because from their childhood we were trying to induce fear into them. What do we know? We have been victims, and we are also, our children are victims, our next generations are victims. So how do we handle it? We have done that. So even through the badduas, curses, shraps, a person's psyche gets adversely affected. then the realities, the creative consciousness starts spinning you on the lower realm of your being, pushes you down, down, and down. Or you go on a refusal and you start doing idiotic things by suppression and aggression. But certainly we are not normal. Yes, it does affect. Right? So Vashikaran, does it push you to bipolar condition? Of course it does. Of course it does. No doubts about it. Vashikaran is all about controlling your emotions, your thoughts, your acts, your deeds. Yes, it does. But those are all short-lived. They are not going to make it a permanent condition. Most of it is anywhere between 15 days to 20 days. But if we are consistently in the company of people who do these things, Vashikarans and other things, it becomes permanent. Now, the fake gurus in the world and market, the imposters, which is the world is filled with in spiritual arena, can they create, influence our emotions and feelings and thoughts and control our thoughts and have a spell on us and make sure that we go into either one of these bipolar conditions? Yes, of course. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Because they also play on Vashikara. And either they will praise you, they massage the ego of the disciple. He is euphoric. He is in euphoria. He is happy. He is jumping. He is like, I am the king. They give them titles. Hey, you're a Rishi, you're a Brahmarshi, you're a Rajarshi, you're an this, that, all sorts of nonsense. Ego is massaged and, inflated, gone. Suddenly that bursts. That ego bursts. Somebody else has been lifted up. You feel let down. Comparison begins. You start sulking. You start going down and sinking. Oh, my guru is not looking at me because he's got somebody who's paying more money than you are, or who is more good looking than you are. Well, let's address the elephant in the room. No hypocrisy. So this is another case. This is pure logic. Can this have a long-term effect? Yes, it does. We know of people who have got delusional, who've gone mad. Irreversible psychiatric conditions in the hands of these imposters. Right? So this is a reality, cruel reality of our lives. Then coming to the avadhutas, kulavadhutas, and avadhutas, gurus, masters, yogis, they do display these symptoms, but they don't have bipolar condition. Suddenly, for example, our own Guru Shri Saipanth used to be extremely angry. Suddenly, he used to be very soft. In Shri Sai Satcharitra, it has been written. But is that bipolar? No. Don't be under that impression. A guru always takes a dharana of his devotee and disciple. He captures. Whatever is the emotional, psychiatric or psychological condition that the subject is going through, that the guru absorbs it all. In order to ensure that the subject is stable or the disciple and the devotee is stable. When we go to the abode of Guru, Anyatha Sharanam Nasti Tvameva Sharanam Mama. I have left everything at your feet. What have we left? Our burdens. Not that we have left flowers at his feet. Our worries and miseries, we have left it at it. We are happy. But the Guru takes, he absorbs. It is all based on karma, karma phala. So what happens? These are imbalances. One of the reasons. He absorbs it, he meditates on it, he cults it, he clears it. Havana is happening consistently. He does his own sadhana to cleanse himself of all these conditions. That is the work of your Guru, your Avadhuta, your Sainath. The other thing, sometimes he displays that bipolar condition. He gets extremely angry. He gets so angry, but he is trying to teach a lesson. It is just an illusion. It is just a maya. It is just a leela of your Guru. He is a sthita prajna. He is a Satchidananda. He doesn't have any emotions which are going to affect him adversely or favorably. He is an absolute sthita prajna. I'll give you one example. For no reason, when Tatya comes to Dwarka Mai, Baba holds him by his neck and shouts at him, gives a two slap on his face, takes his turban, lights a match on it and burns it to ashes and throws him away. 5-6 minutes later, he gets a zari, that zari wala petha, and he ties on his, on his head, turban on his head. He hugs him, he embraces him, and he pats him, and he says, "You go." What do you call that? Typical sign of a bipolar condition. But is it so? What actually happened at that point of time? Tatya has got throat cancer. Baba arrests it with his cosmic energies, the spread of his throat cancer. And symbolically, he takes his turban down and burns it to ashes, performs his last rites, and blesses Tatya with a new life. And he evolves and he embraces him. That is the truth. This is an expression. So don't think that our Avadhutas and Gurus suffer from bipolar conditions. No, they don't. There are certain things which does affect their body, because the Avadhutas, first of all, what happens is they deplete. I've told you, I depleted my testosterone levels of the body. What happens when the testosterone levels are depleted? Because sensuality is a taboo, is a strict no-no for Avadhutas who are holding the order, or who are at the helm of the affairs of Sampradaya. So sensuality has to be killed first. Naga Sadhu Sampradaya also I can explain sometime later. So when that has to be done, the best way is to bring down the testosterone and certain hormones so that you are completely out of that aspect. Take it out. Then you take the mantle and the responsibility. Display your instrumental devotion. When we do that, that has two conditions which it develops in a body, which is depletion of dopamine, depletion of serotonin more than dopamine, and depletion of melatonin. When melatonin and serotonin levels are very depleted in your body, sleeplessness is very common, and cause of bipolar is also there. Depressive state or aggressive state. This is one of the smallest things that also the Avadhutas manage on their own. Don't have to worry. But long and short of it, your Avadhutas, your Gurus, they don't suffer from bipolar condition. They display those characteristics and symptoms. Doesn't mean that they are suffering. Right? Also, to conclude, I must tell you, the condition of bipolar situation can comfortably handled, of course, by yoga sadhana. But remember, 2/3 of your life is predestined, 1/3 is your free will. On that free will, you can definitely control that extreme condition. All that we need to do is counsel ourselves with two realities of life. One has occurred, the birth. Second one is going to occur, the death. In between, everything is a drama. I am just a part of it. Let me witness it. Neither I enjoy it, nor I suffer in it. I just witness it. Let it slow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let the river flow. Quietly flows Ganga. Likewise, everyone in this world has to counsel themselves. Find the purpose of life. Find your commune. Find your tribe. Find your guru. Move on. Move on. Nothing to worry. Find a true guru. Guru will find you. Whom you are seeking is seeking you. So that is the way we handle the bipolar conditions. With these lot many words, not few, I submit this topic for the benefit of all the Avadhutas of Shunya Kriya, Saipanth. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Sai Ram.